I attended a fitness conference this past weekend and came away with two very important things I wanted to share with you. Number one, you should not do crunches. Number two, you should do crunches. I am not kidding. Welcome. I'm John of John Health and Fitness. No miracles, real life. Part of real life is dealing with contradictory recommendations from fitness professionals. What I don't want you to be is frustrated and confused. There's actually some good reasons for that. Usually when you have contradictory recommendations, it's a matter of either different goals, different premises, and at the end of the day, different kinds of personal preferences and dislikes on the part of yourself. I'll use a quick example. I recently did a video about resistance bands. I'll link it up in the little eye up there. I noted that I have a hyper focus on functional fitness, and that resistance bands or tubes are not typically my go-to mechanism for doing resistance training, basically pointing out that unless you pull taffy for a living, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. But even that said, I pointed out that there are some very specific reasons why you'd want to do resistance bands and why I even use them from time to time. Regarding crunches, these weren't a couple of people sitting on a curb holding up a sign, "Will give fitness advice for food." These were legitimate conference presenters, genuine rock stars in the industry, both very well respected, and they had diametrically opposed opinions regarding crunches. The person who says you don't need to do crunches, I think, was speaking to an audience who doesn't like crunches and was pointing out that there are other things you can do, better uses of your time, kind of different combinations, where you're not just doing these crunch, 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 right? Now the person advocating crunches was pointing out, well, you know, to get out of bed in the morning, you basically do a crunch. Basically, they're both right. This kind of spinal flexion works the rectus abdominis. It's a perfectly fine move. You can overdo anything. But if you don't really hate crunches, you can make them a part of your overall core routine, if you like. If you don't like crunches, you really don't have to do them. You can do things that are basically, in a sense, crunches disguised, where you're still doing that spinal flexion. You can use gliders in plank form and so on. So, the overall message is you're going to find lots of contradictory advice. Yes, it's actually a good time to be in fitness. There's lots of different choices. What appears to be contradictory advice might not actually be contradictory advice if you dig into it. Right? What are your goals? What's the basic premise with which you view fitness overall? Purely functional, purely physique, fat loss, whatever. You know, these are things that matter. And at the end of the day, what are you willing to put up with? What do you like? What do you dislike? You can build a solid, functional core without doing crunches. Also, with doing crunches. Thanks for watching. I am John of John Health and Fitness. Visit my website, johnhealthandfitness.com. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the alert bell if you want to catch future videos. Take care and see you next time. Hit the alert bell if you want to miss. I did that again. I'm doing that a lot. Maybe I'm projecting.